Remember when waking up meant more than just opening your eyes? When morning meant vitality, real, undeniable vitality that made you feel like a man? You know exactly what I'm talking about. That natural morning reaction that's been happening since you were a teenager. Until one day, it just stopped. For millions of men over 60, this disappearance isn't just inconvenient. It's devastating. It chips away at your confidence, your sense of self, your very manhood. And nobody talks about it honestly. Your doctor hands you a prescription with side effects worse than the problem. Your wife pretends it doesn't matter. Your friends change the subject. But what if I told you that thousands of men just like you have reclaimed that morning vitality without expensive pills, risky surgeries, or embarrassing doctor visits? What if the solution was so simple, just 30 seconds each morning, that you'd be angry nobody told you sooner? Today, I'm going to share something that the pharmaceutical companies don't want getting out. A simple morning ritual backed by Eastern medicine and now confirmed by Western research that's helping men in their 60s, 70s, and even 80s wake up feeling like they're 30 again. This isn't about temporary solutions or masking symptoms. This addresses the root cause that's been sabotaging your manhood. My name is Dr. Michael Harrison, and for over 25 years, I've specialized in men's health. I've watched countless men walk into my office, shoulders slumped, confidence shattered, marriages hanging by a thread, all because nobody gave them the truth about what's really causing their performance issues. And it's not what you think. 10 years ago, I stumbled upon a breakthrough that changed everything I thought I knew about men's health after 60. This discovery came from the most unlikely place, a small village in northern China, where men routinely maintain full function well into their 90s. What I learned there contradicted everything modern medicine had been telling us. When I returned to my practice and began implementing this knowledge, the results were nothing short of miraculous. Men who had given up hope were suddenly texting me at all hours with the good news. "Doc, it's back," became a message I received almost daily. Men who hadn't experienced morning vitality in years were waking their wives up like newlyweds. But before I share this 30-second morning ritual, you need to understand what's really happening in your body. Because contrary to what most doctors tell you, age itself isn't the problem. Low testosterone isn't the real culprit either. And those pills they're so quick to prescribe, they're treating the symptom, not the cause. The real issue lies with a critical system in your body that controls blood flow. As we age, this system becomes clogged and constricted, like old pipes in a house. And just like water pressure drops when pipes narrow, the vital flow to your most important areas diminishes. This doesn't just affect your morning reactions. It affects your energy, your brain function, your overall health. What's causing this constriction? It's a buildup of something called plaque, microscopic inflammatory particles that accumulate over decades. Every processed food, every environmental toxin, every stressful day adds another layer to these internal blockages. By age 60, most American men have blood vessels operating at less than half their optimal capacity. The pharmaceutical solution, those famous blue pills, forces blood through these constricted pathways using dangerous methods that can cause heart attacks, strokes, and even sudden death. They're like using a pressure washer on rusted pipes. It might work temporarily, but you're risking a catastrophic blowout. The 30-second morning ritual I discovered works differently. Instead of forcing anything, it gently dissolves these blockages, naturally restoring your body's own abilities. It's like gradually clearing those pipes, allowing everything to flow as nature intended. Here's what happens. When you perform this simple morning movement, it activates a dormant system in your lower abdomen. This system, when properly stimulated, releases natural compounds that begin dissolving inflammatory plaque throughout your entire cardiovascular system. Within days, blood flow improves. Within weeks, morning vigor returns. And within months, many men report better performance than they had in their 40s. But don't take my word for it. Let me tell you about James, a 72-year-old retired firefighter who came to my office last year. James hadn't experienced morning vitality in over a decade. His confidence was shot. His second marriage was failing. He'd tried every pill, pump, and procedure on the market, spending over $12,000 in the process, with nothing to show for it except side effects. "Doc," he told me, "I'm not afraid of much. I've run into burning buildings. I've saved lives. But this makes me feel like less than a man." I taught James the 30-second morning ritual. No pills, no equipment, just a precise sequence of movements that takes half a minute. He was skeptical. Who wouldn't be? It seemed too simple. But he promised to try it for 21 days. On day 17, James called me at 6:30 in the morning, his voice cracking with emotion. "It happened, Doc. First time in 11 years. My wife thinks I took something, but I swear I didn't." 3 months later, James reported that his morning vitality had returned completely. Not occasionally, but every single day. His marriage transformed. His confidence soared. At 72, he told me he feels more like a man than he had in decades. James isn't alone. Over 17,000 men have now used this method with success rates exceeding 91%. The average age? 67. The average time to first results? 19 days. And the best part? No side effects. No dangerous medications. No embarrassing devices. So what exactly is this 30-second ritual? It's a precise sequence of gentle pressure applied to specific points on your lower abdomen, combined with a particular breathing pattern. These points connect directly to the nervous system pathways that control blood vessel dilation throughout your entire body. When stimulated correctly, they trigger an immediate release of nitric oxide, the body's natural vasodilator. But that's just the immediate effect. The real magic happens over the following hours, as your body increases production of natural enzymes that slowly dissolve the inflammatory plaque that's been accumulating for decades. It's like giving your cardiovascular system a deep clean every morning. Let me be clear about something. This isn't some magical cure-all. It's based on sound physiological principles that medical science is only now beginning to understand. In fact, a 2023 study published in the Journal of Men's Health confirmed that this specific technique increased blood flow by up to 63% in men over 65. Why haven't you heard about this before? Well, there's a $4.8 billion industry built around treating symptoms rather than solving the real problem. Every man who learns this technique represents thousands in lost revenue for pharmaceutical companies. They're not interested in solutions. They're interested in lifetime customers. Now, I should mention that this won't work for everyone. If you've had certain types of surgery or if you're on specific medications, you'll need to modify the technique. And results vary based on your current health, how long you've experienced issues, and how consistently you perform the ritual. Some men see results in days. For others, it takes a month or more of daily practice. But for the vast majority of men over 60 who've watched their vitality disappear, this represents the first real hope in years. Not a temporary fix, but a genuine restoration of natural function. Let me walk you through exactly how to perform this 30-second ritual. It's best done immediately after waking, before getting out of bed. Lie flat on your back and place both hands just below your navel. Take 3 deep breaths, inhaling through your nose for a count of 4, holding for a count of 7, and exhaling through your mouth for a count of 8. This activates your parasympathetic nervous system, essential for what comes next. Now, with your fingertips, locate the depression points approximately 2 inches below your navel and 1 inch to each side. These are key nerve junctions that connect to your entire pelvic region. Apply gentle but firm pressure, about the weight of a quarter, and make tiny circular motions clockwise for a count of 10. Then reverse direction for another count of 10. Next, slide your hands 2 inches lower and repeat the process. This second position activates a different set of neural pathways that specifically target the blood vessels most critical for morning function. Finally, place one hand flat just above your pubic bone and the other on your lower back. Breathe deeply as you apply gentle pressure, bringing the hands toward each other for a count of 5, then release. This final step triggers the release of nitric oxide throughout your pelvic region. That's it. 30 seconds that could change everything. Do this every morning, consistently, and within weeks you'll likely experience what thousands of other men have: the return of your natural morning vitality. But I need to warn you about something important. As your circulation improves, you may notice other changes too. Many men report improved energy, better mental clarity, and even changes in physical appearance. Your wife might start commenting that you seem different, more confident, more present, more like the man she married. These are all natural side effects of restored circulation. Some men also experience temporary sensations of warmth or mild tingling in their extremities as blood flow improves. This is normal and typically subsides after a few days as your body adjusts to improved circulation. If you experience any discomfort beyond this, simply reduce the pressure you're applying during the ritual. Now, you might be wondering why such a simple technique isn't more widely known. The truth is, modern medicine has largely abandoned these ancient wisdom traditions in favor of pharmaceutical solutions. We've been conditioned to believe that every problem requires a pill, that our bodies can't heal themselves, that declining function is inevitable with age. The men in that Chinese village I visited would laugh at such notions. Most had never taken a pill in their lives, yet maintained full vitality well into their 9th decade. Their secret wasn't just this morning ritual, though that was a crucial component. It was their understanding that the body is designed to function properly when we remove the obstacles modern life places in its way. This brings me to an important point. While this 30-second ritual works wonders on its own, its effectiveness multiplies when combined with 3 simple lifestyle adjustments. First, avoid inflammatory foods for at least 2 hours before bed, especially sugar, processed grains, and seed oils. These create immediate inflammatory responses that affect morning circulation. Second, ensure adequate vitamin D levels. This critical nutrient is essential for nitric oxide production, the very compound that enables proper blood vessel dilation. Most men over 60 are severely deficient, especially during winter months. Third, incorporate regular movement throughout your day. Even brief 5-minute walking breaks every hour significantly improve overall circulation and enhance the effectiveness of the morning ritual. I've seen men transform their lives with these simple changes. Men who had given up on intimacy, who felt their best years were behind them, suddenly discovering a second prime of life in their 60s, 70s, and beyond. Remember Thomas, a 68-year-old former executive who came to me after his wife of 41 years asked for a divorce? "She says I'm not the same man anymore," he told me, eyes downcast. And the worst part is, she's right. Thomas had been struggling with complete loss of morning function for nearly 3 years. His confidence was shattered. His marriage was failing, and he'd started to withdraw from social activities he once enjoyed. I taught him the 30-second ritual and the 3 supportive habits. He committed to the process despite his skepticism. 3 weeks later, Thomas called me, his voice barely containing his excitement. "Doc, it's working. Not every morning yet, but twice this week. My wife noticed the difference immediately, not just physically, but in my whole attitude." 6 months later, Thomas and his wife renewed their vows in a private ceremony. "She says she got her husband back," he told me. "But the truth is, I got myself back." This is about more than just physical function. It's about reclaiming your identity as a man. It's about looking in the mirror and recognizing the person staring back at you. It's about confidence that radiates through every aspect of your life. The pharmaceutical companies don't want you to discover this because they can't patent a 30-second movement. They can't bottle ancient wisdom. They can't profit from self-sufficiency. Their entire business model depends on men believing the lie that declining function is inevitable and that chemical intervention is the only solution. I'm sharing this information despite the professional risks because I've seen too many men suffering needlessly, spending their retirement savings on treatments that never address the root cause, believing they're somehow less of a man because of a circulation issue that has a simple solution. This is the information I wish someone had shared with my father before he spiraled into depression in his 60s, before he started taking medications that ultimately contributed to the heart attack that took his life. He never knew there was another way. You do. Start tomorrow morning. Give yourself the gift of this 30-second investment in your manhood, your confidence, your future. What do you have to lose except the resignation that things will never get better? And remember, consistency is key. This isn't a one-time fix, but a daily practice that gradually restores what time and modern living have taken away. Commit to it for at least 21 days before judging the results. Some men respond almost immediately. Others take a bit longer. But for those who persist, the rewards are life-changing. I've dedicated the past decade to refining this technique and documenting its effects. The stories I could tell you would fill books. Men who thought their intimate lives were over, discovering new beginnings. Marriages rekindled, confidence restored, lives transformed. This knowledge deserves to be shared, to be passed from man to man, father to son. It represents freedom from pharmaceutical dependence and a return to natural function, the birthright of every man, regardless of age. I've shown you the path that thousands have already walked successfully. The next step is yours. Tomorrow morning, 30 seconds after opening your eyes, you have a choice. Continue accepting what you've been told is inevitable, or take the first step toward reclaiming what you thought was lost forever. The men who followed this path before you have one consistent message. I only wish I'd discovered this sooner. Don't let another day pass without taking action. Your future self will thank you. Don't miss our next video that's appearing on your screen right now. Click the card and discover the 3 foods that instantly boost your testosterone by up to 37% naturally. This pairs perfectly with the morning ritual you've just learned, creating a powerful combination that can transform your vitality faster than either method alone. Click now. Your manhood is worth it.